Last time.
Alright. I'll go up. Okay, don't want any of that.
I can't go up yet. Now I can.
Following you.
Oh no!
No! What? No! You can't get over that one! Oh, I did the. Oh god, I've jumped glitch. I'm gonna get cancelled on Twitter! I'm gonna get cancelled on Twitter! I am the cheater! I'm the problem!
Going to it again!
No, we'll take second! Very nice, Card-chan.
Oh my god, I just flopped myself.
Fruit?
Does anyone have
Fruit?
water?
What happened?
I'm
Fruit? No, I don't have water. Fruit!
MCC 16 introduces a brand new game to the roster after a slight leak in MCC 14, Grid Runners. A team-centric game where the goal is to complete each challenge room as fast as possible. And that throughout the events that the game is played, there are a lot of rooms that are featured, from as simple as killing all the mobs to a complex one that is slime push. But how are they challenging and intriguing in the game? Welcome to Diversion, and today I'll be discussing and talking about every single room in Grid Runners, from the start to MCC 31, and see how good are they and how challenging are they. Alongside Grid Runners being introduced in MCC 16, Ace Race got some crucial changes in Trident Collision and coin bonuses. Parkour Attack also got some minor changes in Hunter scoring. Hole in the Wall got bonuses spread across top 3 instead of top 1, and some minor changes in there for the event. So now comes Grid Runners. Now, there are a total of around 45 challenge rooms in Grid Runners, and that each room is either similar or different to each other, testing Minecraft unique mechanics in each room. With that, let's start off with Art Gallery. Now this room is a split room, and it involves you trying to recreate the painting that is beside you. This is a simple task to do and involves communicating of what you have and what you don't have. So yeah, it actually is an easy room, and it makes that warm-up of communication in the process. Then comes Bakery. This room is confusing for people who think way too fast, like Pete for example. This room could trip up some people because of how each room differs event by event, and sometimes it's just the answer is right there moment. So yeah, this room is not it when it comes to Grid Runners, and it hasn't been like since 19, so yeah. Beach Bridge. Now, Beach Bridge is good in execution, but the mechanics that you need to know are the scaffolding mechanics. Most of the players are movement centric and PP centric, and may not have touched scaffolding before, even builders themselves who uses dirt alongside their builds. So if you understand how scaffolding works, this room can be a piece of cake for you in a way. Then is Canal. Now this room involves communication and how you would coordinate one member to the other. It is straightforward. Go to the other side of the canal and then get the key. But sometimes people just straight don't know where the key is. Maybe the key is in front of them, the side of them, etc. But anyway, it's just the execution is good, but you know. Next is City Lamps. Now this room is all about finding where everything is, the lamps to be exact, around the map. This room is similar to the Grid Runners Pro map, and it involves communication and going where you have not been before. So having spatial awareness is the key here, and it could be hard for some teams that may not keep in track on how many lamps that are lit. Really tough if you are not good at department. City Targets. Now this is a room that is simple to understand, but sometimes you may have some of the issues like the trapdoor thing that happened with Sneak, and that there are some places where the targets could be hidden behind. So yeah, it could be unfortunate if you have the bug like Sneak, but after all, it's an easy room to understand. Corn Maze. This room contains mazes. and mazes are frustrating. And that if you are not good at it or you easily hate mazes, then it can make a difference. Really make a difference, to say the least. Decision Dome. This is simple. Just kill the chickens in the doll. But it would be hard for you if those chickens are out of the doll. And it could be rare. It could be rare to spot, I would say. Hard to spot as well. Dunk Tank. It is a good coordination room, to say the least. Makes you think a bit, because you need to coordinate on how would you shoot your targets and then extend the platform, etc. and make it synchronous as well. Good room. Emotional Roller Coaster. This is a puzzle type room, I'd say, when you direct the minecart from the beginning to the end. If there would be more turns, or maybe more a little bit of a unit twist and such, then this would be more grand. Golf. This is RNG punches, and it could hurt some team if they don't know the mechanics of knockback, like MCC 29 Lime, where they struggle this room a lot and onwards as well. It's not a good room, but hey, people who know punches and everything knockback related, they can master. Honey Slide. It is a good use of the mechanics where you slide down the honey and then shoot the targets, but the targets themselves can be challenging when you try to spot it. Like for some occasions, purple struggle on this a bit. So yeah, it is a challenging room, and you need to be very observant if you want to master this room. Icy River. Actually a very tough room, and you need to either time everything right with the Frostwalker boots or be observant on the rails on the water. It is not a good room, to say the least. It is frustrating. And it's just like, dude, timing, coordination, and the trapdoors and everything, fence gates, yeah, it's just not it. And it could be frustrating if you have to stuck there for like 2 minutes, I would say. Jungle Temple. It's simple, to say the least, to kill the mobs, but with multiple stories, it can hurt a little bit if you can't coordinate your teams carefully. But it's a good room though. Minecart Bridge. It actually makes you think a little bit on resource management, like how much would you craft your rails or how much you mine your cobblestone to bridge from one point to another. It is a good room as you utilize your brain a little bit and to not over mine some things. So yeah, it's a good room. Mob Golf. It's an interesting take on pushing the mobs into the lava, but it can be fairly a little bit confusing to find the mobs though. But it's an okay room, I'd say. Monster Eyes. Same as with CD targets, but it's much more easier in a way that you can see the targets immediately, because most of them are front facing. Yeah. Parkour Town. You need to know the map from the practice server to be fast. Like Parkour Town and Urban Jungle, those two really you need to know from the practice server to master it. But yeah, as I said in every what went wrong in Grid Runners, just look around and take your time. Perspective build. It is a confusing room, really, and it could be a time killer for some teams that do not know how perspective works. You're an architect, then this room may be a little bit easier, but we are gamers here, yeah. Platform lamps. It is all about coordination, and if there's no coordination and you fall, there will be significant time loss in a way. Like MCC 18 Violet Vampires really has some fails in there, and it's just, yeah, it's unfortunate to say the least if you fall. Prison. It's a good communication room where you try to replicate the build, and it tests how you would execute a task to replicate things, and people have different ways to approach, and that's what makes this room interesting, and it's a good one. Same goes with the other room, pumpkin carving, but pumpkin carving is much easier as you just try to see, oh yeah, and here's block number 1, 2, 3, here's that point, something like that. So yeah, pumpkin carving, when it comes to easiness, is easier than prison, and prison is definitely easier than perspective build. Yeah. Push Up Park. Reading the book is the key. Yeah, really. Otherwise, if you're not good at puzzles, then this would trip people off a bit. And oh boy, did people get stuck on this room a lot in MCC 29. Lavager's Temple. Simple and easy to find mobs as there's only one floor and then 3 distinct sections. It's a good room, same as with like the likes of Decision Dome or the Jungle Temple, I'd say. Redstone Pipe. You might need a little bit of redstone knowledge as well as coordination of getting the redstone in the process, but I actually miss this room. Yeah, it was in All Stars, but it doesn't hurt that you bring that back instead of like what, Slime Push, you know, the next 3 rooms after this. Sawmill. This one is all about coordination and is simple to execute as each button does something. And yeah, once you get the rhythm, you are on your way to victory, I'd say. Search the house. It's actually challenging if you get overwhelmed easily with all those blocks like in front of you. Dream really is overwhelmed with that room. Sewer. Needs guidance and a little bit of memory if it's necessary. It can be tough for people who are not good at the later part. And some people actually struggle a bit when it comes to barrier parkour and like they are scared a bit to jump from one point to other. But it's a cool room if you have the knowledge, I'd say. Slime Push. Now this is the room, I'd say. Slime Push has a interesting and simple concept, but hard to understand in the first glance, especially if you want to do things fast. Like, you know, got the buttons and then you push it from one point to other, something like that. It can be challenging if you want to do things pretty fast. And yeah, most of people really struggle with that. Statue. It is a simple room, very clear of the dirt, but the back of the head can be a forgotten spot. Really, like the crown, man. Stone Pyramid. Now this room really benefits the VOD viewers and people who have seen this room before. So if you want to do fast, watch every Grid Runners ever, like this video where I described the room briefly. Yeah, you're watching it now. Yeah. Subway targets. This one, looking around, is the key, but with that comes missing targets in there. So you will need to be spread around and try to shoot other targets as fast as possible. Swim with fishes. This room can be a little bit difficult if you can't find the mobs, as the mobs are of course under the water and they have a little bit of small hit boxes as well. The Crafting Grove. This room is actually simple to understand, but it may be tough on doing it fast as sometimes you are uncoordinated to craft one thing or the other. Yeah, but it's a good room. The Deep Dark. It is not challenging. You just kill the warden and that's it. It's like Ravager's Temple, but one mob only and darkness. Yeah. Tower. Now this room needs clear, and I mean very clear, communication and where to trigger the pistons, as if you flick the wrong piston then down you go. You need to climb back up again. Same goes with tower lamps. But this one is a much more simpler version of platform lamps, and it is much more forgiving in a way. But if you just push your teammate down below, then yep, you start over again like tower. 2 dimensions. It is a difficult version of the Crafting Grove because you need clear communications and what you have on each side. So you want gold, then you just tell the nether side. If you want blocks or like oak logs, something like that, then you need to just give them to the other things. It's a difficult version of communication. A piece. This room is difficult to understand at first since you need to know that you can rod players, but if you know that, then it's a smooth sailing from here. Urban Jungle. I explained it already, it's same as Parkour Town. You need to like just study the map from the practice server. Waterfall lamps. Tridents are weird, and it can be time consuming if you do not know how to aim. So yeah, this room is not it, I'd say. Wild West. It's the same as city lamps but much more clearer, as you can just see the targets in one side, same as with like Monster Eyes, I'd say. Witch's Lair, same as with Kitchen, but harder, as players typically don't brew potions, especially those who are PvP and movement frost, so down the wiki terrain you go, I'd say. And finally, U-Shave. It's a good room for festive event, but otherwise it needs a little bit of coordination, and if you wanna go up, then it can be a little bit hard to say the least. And also like going up to back to the freaking exit room, that's not it. So that's all the challenge rooms in Grid Runners, and it is a lot to remember if you're a casual frog and does not VOD review. But again, sitting back and trying to understand each room is a key here to success in this game. If you can do that in a fast-paced manner, then you would be grand, I'd say. But as the event goes on, people have said that this game is becoming quite stale, with repeating rooms and such. But at the end of the day, Grid Runners is about finishing everything as fast as possible and emphasize the teamwork in the game. Hopefully, there's a golden combination of rooms in the game to make it more exciting again. Next time, it's time to explore one of the subgroups in the Variety Frogs and their history in the event, from their lows to highs in the event. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Evolution. As I said, this covers from the beginning of the game to MCC 31, as I'm pre-recording in advance. So after this video comes out, there might be like 2 or 3 more rooms already in the works after this, so yeah. But these are just like most of the rooms that are featured in Grid Runners, and there are plenty more to come. Fingers crossed. Please, I need more rooms in Grid Runners for it to be more exciting. So that Redstone Pipe is the one that, most people may have forgotten about. But anyway, next time we're gonna go back to the Variety Frogs group, and we're gonna discuss the PeteZahHutt group, or Pummel Party Saturdays group. So yeah, as you saw right there. Anyway though, thank you so much for watching, and of course, keep on watching Duechayapol. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.